Hello and welcome to Tasty Classics. I'm on the east coast of England in a place called Norwich, and I'm here. I've travelled almost 6 hours to get here through the snow because of this thing sat behind me. This is a Peugeot 205 GTI 1.6 that's been converted into a rally car, and I think it's the coolest thing ever to be laid up in a Nissan hut. This is awesome. This is like a proper Forza Horizon barn find. It's a serious thing. I'm very excited to be here. This car has been sat for a couple of years, right, without running. It's just sort of not turned a wheel, just been left here while the owner's done other stuff. And what I'm planning on doing, you're not going to believe this, is I'm planning on getting this thing running and driving, and I'm going to drive it the 250 miles back to the Tasty Classics workshop. Can you see anything going wrong with that at all? No, it's going to be easy. And I'm sure the heaters are going to work, the windscreen wipers, I'm sure it's going to be nice and warm inside. It's fine, it's going to be great. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm not too sure of the full story behind this car. What I do know, what I've been told off the previous owner, is that it was parked up because it developed a fault, we think, with the fuel pump. So I brought some stuff down with me, and I'm just going to go through the car and try my best to get it running. This is a proper bit of kit. It's had the sort of back of a fridge sunroof delete that they've just riveted in place, which looks absolutely fine and definitely won't leak. Even the 1.6 badge looks to have been riveted on, and the GTI badge. That's fine. There's a little bit of bubbles in places, but bubbles are fine as well. It'll help it float on the way home. It's got a hole cut out here with a red thing in, which I don't know what it does. There's some bubbles round there. Tyres look to be okay, and they're up, which is the main thing. The bonnet's had some stuff cut out of it, which I think is pretty standard for a racing car. And yeah, you've got a nice towing eye down there, which we're probably going to be using to get this thing home, surely. Nice pepper pots. They're really good. There's not like loads to see on the outside. There's this red bit down here, which again, I think is pretty standard and is probably where bodywork used to be. And again, they've just riveted a bit of a, I don't know, what could that have been? That's red, not sure. All the sills and everything look fine. You know, this is going to be okay. It looks like it's had quite a decent job. It's got a safety devices roll cage. Looking inside there, we've got nice bucket seats, steering wheel and stuff, but I'm going to go through the inside of it in a second because I think that's where all the business is. This side, again, looks fairly straight. I can't really tell because it's up against this wall. As is usually the case, though, with the cars that I get, the window's been left open. Fantastic. Oh, boot opens. That's handy. Okay, gas struts don't work. That's cool, we'll find something. There's all sorts of stuff lying around here. There must be something. What about these wellies? They're pretty cool, aren't they? Will they hold that up? No. I found something to hold the boot up. Sorry about the light in here as well. I mean, this is just a fairly dark sort of Nissan hut, so we've just got to work with what we've got. Should be fine. There is what looks like a house for a battery. Confusingly both red cables, but this one is attached to the bodywork, so I'd imagine that is the negative. I have just noticed though it's not that type of thing, so we're going to have to make something for that. Can see a brake line going through the floor there, which is good. I'm told it's got a hydraulic handbrake as well, so we'll have a look at that in a second. And I think that box there might be our issue, so we'll try and look at that from the other side. I like all these pins as well to make sure this doesn't fly up on the way home. So still got door cards, nice GTI door cards, and yeah, proper safety devices all round cage as well, which is really nice. Not just like the sort of roll bar in the back. This goes all the way to the front, so I think this is MSA certified, which means if I did want to race it, I probably could, with doing a few bits to it. Oh yeah, like getting it running and getting it home. But yeah, it's got some stuff. There's no markings on the seats to sort of say what these things are. I can't see any immediate dates or anything, but in the UK, we have to have, if we're going to race stuff, our seats and our harnesses and stuff have to be in date. And again, I can't see anything on those, so I don't think they are. I think they're just more track day sort of setup stuff. But yeah, they're still in pretty good nick and probably okay for what I want to do. That one looks really comfortable as well, doesn't it? Do you reckon I'm going to fit my carcass in there? Headlining is pretty much what I'm used to. That's good. What's that bit there? Bit of decorator's cork or something. What the hell does all this do? Oh, right. Look at that there. That is probably for the kill switch. That probably went through there. And that's probably hooked up to that, I would imagine. That's your little kill switch. Someone's walking past in the race and they can just switch your engine off. Got an oil filter. New in the box, that's good. Oh yes, look at this hydraulic handbrake setup here. Very, very cool. Do some skids. I think that's a short shift kit. They're not usually like that. I'm pretty sure that is a short shift kit. If you might know more than me. I've had a couple of Peugeots before, 205s and things, and the gearbox definitely doesn't feel like that. Fan 2. What have we got down here? Ignition. Okay, that's not working. Start, fan, that's all good. Random switch, heater controls, please to God work. And then yeah, we've got the fuel pump. Apparently there's only one pump hooked up. Temperature gauge. It looks like quite a nice job, this. Looks like a really nice job. What do you reckon? Could be worse, couldn't it? I mean, I don't know what it's going to be like if it does ever go. It's going to be so noisy on the way home in this. It's going to be so noisy. Fine, that's okay. I'm going to try and sort of clamber in this. Oh, God. Just so I can see over here a bit more. Nice OMP deep dish wheel, suede one as well. Or Alcantara, that's really smart, I like that. Sparco pedal set down there. 163,000 miles on the clock. Couple of keys. Has it got steering lock and stuff? Might do. That doesn't feel good, whatever that was. Yeah, lots of spiders' webs. They're fine. They've probably gone now. It's winter, isn't it? Ciggy lighter. Happy days, need that. Oh, this thing is cool as. I really hope I can get this thing going. Be absolutely awesome if I can. Should we find out what it is we need to get going? Now, it's going to get dark at sort of like 4 o'clock, so I'm really trying my best to sort of hopefully get this going soon. Otherwise, we're going to have to stay the night down here. And that's expensive because we're in the south. I think we're in the south. Well, anything past Chester's the south, isn't it? And we did go south. Whoa! Look at this. I can see 2 massive Webers. What are they? 40s? 36? What are they? Whatever they are, they're really cool and very wet, which is worrying, isn't it? Why is everything so wet? I bought this towel from my bathroom at home just to check this oil, and we'll see if there's anything in there and what it looks like. Yeah, it's sort of near the minimum, but it's got some. I've brought some oil with me. Smells like baguettes and croissants. Very nice. I like Peugeots a lot. I've had a lot of Peugeots. If I can get this thing running when we're driving back, I'll give you the list of all the Peugeots that I've had. I'm a massive Peugeot fan. I think they're amazing. And I hope this one treats me well because I am being nice to it, you know. I'm going to rescue it. It must be so cold in here for all this time. Why is this? Do I have to take these off to undo the cap? That's crazy. Oh yes, we're full of fluid. Nice clear fluid. Thank God for that. Right, we're off to a flying start. I can see the cam belt there, and it's got some sort of anodized pulley on it as well, which is really smart. Cam belt says it was changed a couple of weeks ago. That's probably fine. Don't worry about that. If it goes, it goes. We'll just get another one and put it on and, I don't know, put some new valves in it and stuff. Be fine. Fuel filter there, fuel pipe and everything. So we're starting to investigate, starting to see where things go. That was off. Okay. Oh, there's something in there. Weird. Kind of smells like exhaust fumes. Joking, of course. No power steering or anything with this. That's where you top the oil up. Oh, there's a boat tank there. There's a couple of boats outside as well, weirdly. If it keeps raining, we'll probably use one of these to get home instead. There's also another garage down there with something special in it. But it took me so long to get here and he only just told me about that. And maybe one day we'll do something else. Maybe in the summer we could come back. Could be fun, couldn't it? And get whatever's in there. I know what's in there. Bet you really want to know what's in there, don't you? I'm not going to tell you. Under here, it does look fairly well put together. We've got air horns, we've got all the stuff. It looks like, you know, it's got potential. It's just annoying how everything is damp. You know, that's really frustrating. I don't want everything to be damp. Is it going to be damp inside the distributor? Are we going to be damp everywhere? All the plugs going to be damp? Is it going to be damp? You know, I don't know. What I would like to do first is come up with a plan, an idea. I'm thinking something like pull the plugs so we can see how this thing's been running. And the plugs are so easy to get to on this, not like the last car I did, where it took me 17 days to get to the plugs. These are very straightforward. So we can have a look at those and they'll tell us a little bit of a story. And then maybe we can have a look inside the distributor, see what that's like. And then we could put a battery on it, see if we can hear a fuel pump. So we're making a plan. Okay, got to get this thing out of here. This thing has to come home with me one way or another. The brilliant thing about this car as well is it is 1984 and it's now 2025. So this thing is roadworthy exempt. I've got to stop saying that. MOT exempt and tax exempt. So it's not going to cost you anything to run. You've just got to keep putting fuel in the thing and go and enjoy yourself. Okay, I've got some of these shiny silver things and I'm just going to pop these not particularly good condition leads off. Okay, could be worse. Everything is weirdly damp. That is strange. Okay, what's behind door number 1? Oh my God. Right, that is black. That has been running rich. Sooty old plug. Okay. I've got some cleaner and stuff with me. Should have bought some plugs with me. But I've got some cleaner and stuff with me, so I'll have to clean these and put them back in because that is rough. Wow. Okay, let's get them all out, see what they look like. Yeah, that one's just the same. Yep, identical. It's going well, isn't it? Now, I don't exactly know what the fault was that this car had. He says it's something to do with the fuel pump, but it could also be something to do with the carbs. The carbs being maybe a bit gummed up, not set up properly, just generally not ideal. And that could be why the plugs are all black, because it's over-fueling somehow. Anyway, let me get my cleaning stuff. This is what I meant by cleaning stuff, by the way. This is a little metal brush and some brake cleaner. What do you think I was going to use? This is old school stuff. We don't like spending money, do we? This was extremely expensive, you know, getting here. And it was snowing. Hands are cold. But I made it. Right, look, that's like a brand new one again. So hopefully that's going to spark up dead nice. And we'll pop that back in there. If you're wondering why I've started by cleaning the spark plugs, which I usually just like to chuck a battery in it, which I'm going to do to this in a second, is just because I wanted to see what this engine was running like, to see if I can have some clues as to what exactly is going on, and why this thing was parked up. He said it started to run a bit rough, but these are really black, and if they weren't sparking properly, well, then that's, you know, potentially half the battle, isn't it? Don't want to have to stop every 10 miles down the road though and, you know, sort these out. But if it's black like that, been running rich, there's potential that we could try and lean it out a bit on the carbs. If we can get it running and it sounds all right and we can get it up to temperature and it holds its temperature, then that might be a good idea. And what's hiding behind this orange thing? This is the distributor. And I just want to check how clean everything is inside there. And if I need to sort of give everything a little scrape back, make it all nice. Because every little helps, doesn't it? Okay. So we're actually pretty... Oh, someone's already been there, look. Could you see that then? Those scratches on there? There we go, that's like brand new again. You don't need to buy new ones of these, you know, you just need to clean the old ones. And I'm really desperately trying not to fire a parts cannon at this car, because this, the last resurrection that I did, I told everybody that that was the most expensive resurrection that I'd ever done on a car with the old Jag. Well, and I'm still working on that, by the way, if anybody wants an update on the old XJS V12. Fantastic video, it's done very well. It's best video the channel's ever seen so far, which is interesting, isn't it? I wonder if this one's going to do better, because this one's fun and it's a rally car. So yeah, I did say that that was the most expensive, but what is actually the case is that this is a lot more expensive. This is almost, to give you an idea, that's weird, why is that like that? Okay, to give you an idea, this car, just the price of the car alone was £3,800. £3,800 I paid for this 205 GTI rally car. I know what you're thinking, I must be mad. But no, I think it's a pretty good deal, because it's got all the bits, it's got all the stuff, and it should make quite a nice car. Bit of fun, nice thing to add to the collection, you know. Don't know what I'm going to do with it, but potentially, yeah, add it to the collection. It will be the second Peugeot in the collection as well. Which, if you're a regular viewer of the channel, you'll be wondering what's the other one, but you've not seen it yet. It's hiding. Nice. Okay, so ignition side of things looks like it could be okay. So it's time to throw a battery up it. Let's go and find one. Here's one I found earlier. Will it fit into the hole, I wonder? Right, which one's positive? That one's positive, that one's negative. Oh, God, fits like a glove. Right, so that one's on there nicely. How am I going to attach that to that? Need a... Let me try and do some studio engineering. Okay, so problem, this cable, no good. But I've found this solution, look. Will anything happen? Will it burn down when I touch this? Nothing, no life. No splash, Captain. Right, so I'm just going to pop that there. This is how most of the sort of motorsport professionals do battery connections, by the way, just in case you're wondering. Right, there you go. That is perfectly secured. Everything else looks good. Should we go and see if we've got any power? Okay, climb board again. Oh, jeez. Oh, so comfortable. Okay, so how do you... What have we got? Should we try this ignition? Whoa! Oh my God, I can hear a fuel pump. That is a fuel pump noise. That is a clicky clacky fuel pump. I can feel it. Christ. Look at the ignition lights. Oh God. Right, does the starter work? Is it out of gear? Okay, starter works. Oh my god, this is so cool. Is that in the right place? Yeah, probably. We'll worry about that later if it doesn't start. One thing I won't check those just yet because we'll destroy the windscreen. Can we see any lights? Yes! Come on. Right, okay. Now that all that chaos has happened, what are these fuses doing? Anyway, we should think now about this. Seriously, what shall I do? I think a good plan would be to pour some fresh fuel into the tank, and then we'll check. Try and get a fuel line off over there and see if fuel's coming out from this fuel pump, what sort of pressure and stuff. Let's do that. That's a good plan. Okay, just in case that fuel was a little bit smelly, I've got a fresh can going in. And also those keys that were on the dashboard are from the petrol tank. It's all coming together. Both these tyres are up. God, I wonder if this is going to go. That would be amazing if this fired into life. Me and Peugeots have got an understanding, yeah? We've been together a long time, me and Peugeots. This is the first time you've seen me do a Peugeot. But it won't be the last. The sun threatened to come out a second ago. And if you're wondering how I'm going to drive this home and the car that I got here in, well, that's the Discovery there with all my tools and stuff in the back.
And you brought along an Aled with you.
And I brought along Aled, who is going to press some buttons inside this, and then he's going to drive the Discovery home and I'm going to drive this home. And if this doesn't immediately drive home, we're going to go out on the piss in Norwich and deal with it tomorrow. Don't know how. Can you jump inside this for me and press some buttons?
Of course.
Now, it's got a fuel filter, and just for that little amount of time that the fuel pump was on then, it has pumped some fuel in, but I'm not too fussed about that. I want to see it come out of the horse's mouth or something. Get off. I want to see fuel come out of here. So, Aled, could you switch the ignition on, which is the big red one?
Yeah.
And then fuel pump, which is on the dash on this bit here. Fuel pump number 1. Oh, yeah, stop. Did you see that? Is this car going to come to life? It's not going to be this easy. Surely not. He said there was an issue, there was a fault, there was a running fault. I'm hoping it's not the carbs needing a full rebuild or something, because that could be a problem. I've got a new fuel filter with me as well if I need it, but that fuel was coming through there dead nice, so I don't need it. I could do with checking for spark, ideally, I think, so we'll do that now. Now that we've spilt petrol everywhere, we'll check for spark. I know what I'm doing, all right? Done it before, don't worry about it, it's fine. Can you see the start button?
Yes, start.
Go on. Oh, yes! Wow! That was huge. Okay, right, pop that back in then. There's genuinely nothing left to do but to crank, turn the key, press the button, whatever it is we do. I'll do some throttly stuff from here. And we'll see if this thing is going to fire into life. Have we got, there's no automatic choke on it or anything. We've got a choke, there's a choke here. Let's give it a bit of that. Where's that on the dashboard? Do you see anything move then? Well, it's got to be on the other side. Can you see?
Yeah.
Can you pull it all the way out? Interesting, choke's only working on one side. Move it again. Interesting. The choke, the operation of it is sketchy. Anyway, we'll just sort of leave it like that for the moment, and I'll try and do some throttle things. I think the only thing left to do is to see if she fires. Do you want to switch the fuel pump on? Got fuel flowing, I can hear it filling up the carbs. Okay, go for it. Hit the start button. Why is it running like that? Why is it running like that? Oh, yes, you beauty! She is actually going. Yes! We might actually stand a chance of doing this. Could this be the first one? 3 years this thing's been sat here. I knew it'd run like that, but I've said it before, me and Peugeots, we have an understanding. We are as one. My dad was a Griffin. This is amazing. I mean, listen to these twin Webers. They are growling like nobody's business. Now, I don't know what the choke setup's doing really. I've just got it into A position. I think the important thing for us to try and do, while it's actually going, before it stops going, is try and get it out of this barn. But there's a boat in the way. Oh my God, look at this thing go. It's not even filling the place with smoke or anything. Oh my God, we could do this. This has got potential. I need to see if she's going to move. But to do that, I have to snap my neck in half. Come on. Oh. I need to be in that one. Does it go back? Is it on rollers? I don't think it's on rollers. I think the chair's stuck in that position. Alad, you might have to do it. Okay. Oh God, that's so difficult. Okay, I've got a clutch. There's no handbrake. Oh no. Something's dead. Gearbox or something. Oh. Oh no. Oh. Something's gone badly wrong there. Right. Genuinely thought, could we driving this out of here then? So annoying. Right. So it's up on jacks and axle stands. Look, it's an axle stands, we're safe. And I just want to see what the problem is, because I think it might be a drive shaft. If it's a drive shaft, I can do that here. If somewhere around here I can find another drive shaft for a 205 GTI, which could be a big ask. But if it's a gearbox, I can't really, I could possibly do a gearbox here, but when we're going to find another gearbox to GTI. Anyway, what I want to do now is get Alad to fire it up again while it's up in the air, and we'll try and move it again and just see what's happening with both wheels. Right, do you want to fire up? Okay, put her into first. Is that, don't rev it, don't rev it. Sounds clutch all the way up. Yeah, all the way up, it should be able to turn. Is it all the way up now? Yeah, leave it like that, leave it all the way up. Got some drive there. and some drive there. Nightmare. Ah, no, not a nightmare. Look. See that there? The drive shaft is turning and this wheel is not turning. Which means that this drive shaft is dead. And it could just be that. I've been around enough of these to know that they do eat drive shafts. Saxos, 106 GTIs, 205s, they just eat drive shafts because a lot of going fast through the front wheels. Right, that kind of means it's not gearbox. Take your foot, put the clutch down, Aled. And up again. Is that with the clutch up, yeah? Right, it's just switch her off. Okay, all is not lost. I need a drive shaft. I need a driver's side drive shaft for a 205. If you're in Norwich and you're in the past, that's not going to work. Sorry about if there's any audio issues as well, but my microphone's here because it's a bit noisy with the wind and rain and stuff, and I might keep touching it and making noises, so I apologise if I am. Okay, we need to do some Facebook marketplacing, eBaying, that sort of stuff, and I'll see if he's got another drive shaft. Okay. Good news is I can get a drive shaft. Bad news is I can't get it now. They're going to order it, and apparently it should be here for 10:30 tomorrow morning. So it looks like we are staying over in Norwich and heading out on the piss, which is great news, isn't it? But what I'm going to do first is I'm going to pull this drive shaft off, get it all stripped down, and I just want to have a look at the one that's come off and just make sure that's the fault. I think it is, and make sure there's nothing I can do about it. We'll take the boot off and make sure it's not, you know, I can't just sort of put it all back together. I don't think so. I think it'll be snapped. But yeah, let's give it a go. Got this off. All the teeth and everything look good, so I'm just going to get that bit out of the gearbox side and see exactly what's going on. But that came off. That was absolute doddle to get off. And it's funny because we're like, oh, I need a bar. There's one just there. Oh, I need a hammer. There's one just there. Oh, I need a boat engine. There's one just there. How handy. Right, let's get this other bit off and see what's gone. Oh, right. Okay, come with me under the car. The plot is almost as thick as that CV grease. Weirdly, this drop link wasn't connected at all when I got under here. So I don't know what's happened there. Look at that cam as well. Amazing, bottom pulley, so good. The drive shaft, right, have a look at this. Ugh. It has, I don't know if you can see that, how well you can see that. Let me try and get better torch. So, you see it's got like splines on it there, yeah? They go in to that whole thing in there, right? And I don't know if this just wasn't sent all the way home, right? Because none of it looks like it's damaged or stripped or snapped or broken or anything. So, what I'm planning on doing is fishing that out of there, and we're going to try and hammer that back home onto this and see if we can make it stay there. If we can, I can put it all back together and we might stand a chance of this thing moving. So this is the end bit, and this bit should be on here like so. It's covered in grease at the moment, but hopefully if I hit it hard enough, it will go back on there. Is it supposed to be the other way around, maybe? Good job it's not covered in the worst possible grease ever. Yes, right, so I think there potentially should be a circlip on the end of that or something. It's been a while since I've had my hand on front wheel drive car drive shaft. God, look at this grease, man. But let's just spray this off out here. Interesting, but that is all the way home. It won't go any further. So yeah, it would be nice if we can find out if there was something on the end of that. Just been fishing in the old hole. Look what I found. This very gunky thing is the clip that's supposed to be holding the bally bit on the end of the drive shaft. Does it sound like I know what I'm doing? Because I don't. I'm guessing all of this. This is just from my weeks of experience, but look, all good. So hopefully now, if I can make that go back on here without any fuss and not come off again, because we don't want to be doing this on the side of the M56 in the snow. It does want to come off though. Doesn't want to clip inside. Right, come on, you miserable thing. On you go. Yes. Right, are we on? So we're now inside. But that clip is a bit loose. So I'm going to try and get a pair of pliers and just try and squeeze that clip in to try and make it good again. But now this cannot possibly come off the end of there. I can put this back together and this thing will drive. This is incredible news because we've not lost loads of time with this, have we? Probably what, an hour maybe so far? And that's with ringing a lot of parts places. This is exciting. Right, I'm going to do this and put it all back together, drop it on the ground and see if it moves. Right, that took like 10 minutes, 20 minutes maybe. It's hard in the dark on your back in Norwich. So we'll put the wheel back on, everything's done, clips on, it's all, you know, potentially hunky-dory. I phoned the guy and he said there's some old drive shafts and stuff in the corner, which we found, and there was a clip in there. So what I did is I put that clip on, because that other clip looked like it had been stretched or something had happened to it, so I put the other clip back on, just for an added bit of security. Can you see okay? Judging by how easily everything came off though, someone's definitely been there before doing stuff. So, right. Alan's going to fire it up again and we're going to see if these circles move around. Ignition, fuel pump, start, press to go.
So the fuel pump's going.
Right then, just first gear and clutch up lightly. Hopefully. Yeah, now that one over there is spinning, I can see it through the car. That's amazing. Right, what I want you to do now is just press the brake and see if it stalls the car. Which it did.
Yes.
Might be able to drive this thing. Wow. Right, switch everything off, let's see what we can do. Can't believe I managed to fix it. Well, it's not outside yet, is it? Okay, okay. beauty. First time in several years she's running and driving under her own steam. That was, for a moment, I thought this was going to be problems. It was going to cost me a lot of money. I had to stay over, I had to get drive shafts. Thought it was going to be a problem. I'm so excited. It's the first time I've managed to make one drive, because they're usually always quite difficult, aren't they? But this is incredible. I need to move that driver's seat. I'm not going to be able to drive it back with that driver's seat like that. But what I'm thinking of doing is we're going to take it down the road, find somewhere nice that's not grass, and then we'll move the seat back there, because I just want to see if anything else needs doing on it before we sort of stick it on the M6 for 250 miles. And we've got about an hour of daylight left. Better crack on. I think they might have just done a flyby, some RAF thing going on. They've just done a flyby to celebrate this thing coming out of the Nissan huts. Great. I'm so chuffed. Look at my little Peugeot. Decided to stop on the side of the road, and yeah, it's quite precarious because there's cars. Can she get past without running my leg over? Oh, well done. Just move the seat back because it's not going to work. But we're all taxed. Everything's good. You know, we've not done any miles yet. This house is just there. We've just literally pulled onto the road to get off his driveway. So I'm going to bolt this seat in a more further back position, and then we're going to drive for probably, I don't know, maybe another half hour or something, find somewhere to pull over and check everything out. Okay. It's not very elegant, this, is it? The chair is further back though. What was that? Which is helping somewhat. Okay. Okay, come on. Oh, could have just bought a normal car. Why don't you just buy a normal car? Normal car would be good. A car with heated seats and leather interior. Oh, hi. Right then. My my gonads are scrunched up like this in this chair, which is going to be great for 6 hours, isn't it? Ignition on. Fuel pump one. It's like I'm starting up a fighter jet. Ignition. Right, where are we going? Tasty Classics workshop. There we go. Sat nav says 4 hours and 28 minutes, 234 miles. That's fine. Let's pop that there. First time in a million years. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. How do hydraulic handbrakes work? Oh, come on. Get off. Oh, nice. That was easy. Oh, we need to get fuel as well. Headlights, yeah, of course, and the dash lights work. This is amazing. First time on the road in, I think, 3 years. We've got about half an hour of sunshine left. Oh, come on! Oh. Don't know what the choke's doing. The choke cable wasn't really having much of an influence on the Weber carbs, so I don't want to, maybe that's why plugs are blacking up. I'll stop. Oh. When she's warmed up, and I'll take the choke off manually. How do these work? What a success. We haven't even done 200 yards yet. Okay. If it was raining as well, I could see if the wipers work, because the windscreen's very dirty. Indicators. Oh, they work, of course. Weirdly though, the battery light was flashing then. Oh dear. What does that mean? How do I know if it's charging or not? I don't think it's charging. Right, we're going to have to stop. We're going to have to check all of that. Couple of issues. This thing, this oil breather, is just pouring oil down onto the hot exhaust, which is fun, isn't it? So I've got a Jubilee clip with me, and I'm going to try and stop it doing that, which would be good. And annoyingly, I just don't think it's charging. I can see if I've got my old, my multimeter with me, but I don't think I bought it, annoyingly. Right, hopefully that's that sorted. Does that need one there? No, maybe. Don't know. And these need to be fully off, but they're not. Okay, maybe they are. It was just bogging. It was getting a bit. It was like it wasn't. I don't know. Possibly overfueling. Let's have a look for the multimeter. I think the only thing we can sort of realistically do now is, because I've not got my multimeter, I never bring anything. Is there's no like battery switch or anything that I have to switch on, alternator switch, because sometimes it might be charging because the battery light isn't on all the time. Nothing's off. That's master cut off. Everything's in the back, looks okay. You know, that's absolutely solid. I don't know. If it wasn't charging at all, the battery light would be permanently on, I think, and it's not. So I'm going to try and just do another sort of 10 miles or so. And if she makes it, she makes it. Don't know. But if I've got to use wipers, my headlights are on. But my headlights are on, the battery light isn't on permanently, which you would have thought it would be. Anyway, let's just see. Let's try and get another 10 miles, because I think we've probably just done half a mile, maybe. Right, We've driven an hour. I'm going to stuff my face with that because I'm hungry, and it's like 5 o'clock-ish. We've done an hour in this old car, and it's been fairly faultless. Right, let's get some food, and then we need to check some stuff. It's not bad, you know. That's pretty much where it was before. Ignore all the mayonnaise on that. So, status report, you know, I just don't want to say too much because we've made it quite far. We've done a quarter of the journey, which is impressive. I didn't even think we'd be making it home a few hours ago today, and yet here we are. So yeah, I just want to do this, and I want to get the washer jet to sort of point towards my side of the windscreen, which would be nice. I mean, it's not amazing, but it's potentially a little bit better, isn't it? Let's try and aim it a little bit higher. Oh yeah, look at that, crossing the streams there. It's not exactly doing what I want it to do, but you can't be in a rush to get anywhere or do anything when you're in this car, unless you're, you know, racing it and you've got time to get this on. Nice. The only negative about this whole experience so far as well is that my body is being sort of, feels like it's being vacuum formed into like a Tetris shape piece. It's not ideal. Right, on, pump on. It's running. The battery thing is weird. I don't know what the battery's doing. I can't work it out. Sometimes it flashes on, sometimes it doesn't. It crashes into the Land Rover. I just can't quite work it out. Got a full tank of gas now though. And listen to this engine. I'll try and give it the beans coming out of here now. Now that I've got some oil in it. She motors along some. She really does. Woo! Right, no more of that because I just want to try and make it home. No more heroics. God, this thing's cool. Properly cool. We've got 3 hours and 22 minutes to go. Steady as she goes. It's getting on for sort of 7 o'clock. We just pulled over at this massive services here, but she's made it, you know, this far. It's pretty incredible, really. I mean, she's just going. As I was coming off the motorway then though, it did have a little bit of a cough and a splutter, so I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if something's imminent, but I mean, I'm just made up. We've got 1 hour and 50 left to go. So, you know, even if we have to pull it with the Discovery or, you know, the rest of the way, just pleased. Great little thing. It's sound as well, 70, 80 mile an hour, it's just doing its thing, you know. Right, gonna go and get a coffee. I've got myself an iced mocha. I don't know why, it's just this late, I've had a long day. But as promised, here I've prepared my list of Peugeots that I've owned, right? So I know I've not done much in terms of Peugeots on the channel because
I've just done a lot of them. So like, and it's like people ask me, doing MGB, but like just before I started the YouTube, I did a little restoration on an MGB, and it's like, oh, I don't want to do another one so soon. But anyway, I'm a massive Peugeot fan, as you're about to find out. Got them all listed here. So let's get into it. I had a J-Reg Peugeot 405 SRI, another J-Reg 405 SRI, a 405 1.9 diesel, a 406 1.8 LX, a 406 2-litre turbo SRI, petrol 2-litre turbo, one of the best cars in the world ever. If you've ever seen the film Taxi, yeah, not the one with Robert De Niro, the one with Peugeot 406s. They're amazing cars. I'm going to get another one today. I've got saved search on eBay for the right one. 306 2-litre XSI, that was a great car. 306 GTI 6, another fantastic car, and one I'm desperate to get and I want to make it mint. A 306D Turbo times 3, I have 3D turbos. Rear beams always used to go on the 306s as well, so I went through quite a few 306s. Quite a few boring 306s, like 1.8 Meridians and stuff, and 1.4s and things. Quite a lot of 306s, 306 Estates and stuff. Always around 306s. A 1.4 LX 307. A 309, a poverty spec 309, 1.3. A 1.4 Peugeot 205, like LX or something. Sorry, 206. The other Peugeot that is in the shed, which you can't see yet, like a million Peugeot 106s of various different shapes and sizes. 106 Quicksilver. I've never had a 106 GTI, but my friends have. And the other Peugeot I had, which if I'm good, I'll try and insert a picture, but I have had a Peugeot 205 rally car before, but the one I had before was only a 1.4, or maybe even less than that, I don't know. And it was not in as good shape, and it hadn't been done as well. It was a yellow one, but it had a light pod on the bonnet, and I thought that was really cool. So that's the other Peugeot, that the 205 rally car that I've had. Very cool. This one is better though, so far, but it's still got an hour and 50 to go.
I'm in one of those massage chairs you get at service stations. It's only £1. Thought it might relieve some of the aches and pains of sitting in that 205 for 4 hours. It's a track day car. It's not meant for long distance motorway stuff, is it? This is absolutely banging though. I might put another £1 in before I leave. Put £1 in for Alad as well. Right, strap back into the straitjacket. Will it start? It's not sounding amazing. Let's just get back on the road and see what happens. barn find rally car isn't just surviving, it's thriving. That was amazing. More of that in 2025, please. That was so much fun. God, I love this thing. What an amazing car. I can't believe it. What a bargain, really. I've found a couple of things out about it now that I've had the sort of light of day and a bit more time to look at it, which I'll get into in a second. But first, hello. What I usually tend to do when I've got a new car on the channel is I give it a wash, as they always usually need, and this one definitely does as well, and put the names of the new Patreon subscribers on the side of the car. The people who have joined the Tasty Classics Patreon since I last did a new car on the channel. Now, instead, because it was -6 this morning when I left the house, all the pipes are frozen, I can't wash this car. So instead, I'm going to put the names here of the new people that have joined Patreon since the Jag video. And while I'm doing that, I just want to say a massive thank you to them, because listen, look, I do all the sketchy stuff, so you don't have to, but it's all very, very expensive. So these guys, you know, it does make a big difference. But also, if you would like to support the channel in a way, there is a few ways that you can do this. I sell lots of merchandise, stuff like the Tasty Classics hoodies, these things, sticker books, lots of cool things that you can buy. And at the moment, we're doing a massive sale because we've got some new exciting merchandise for 2025, but we need to make a load of space. So loads of stuff is reduced, and it's all on the website now. You can have a look through there and just sort of see. There's like hats from a tenner and stuff, t-shirts from a tenner. It's all very, very good. I just need to get a bit of cash flow in because I seem to be just spunking it on cars all the time. Need to start moving some on, I think, maybe. But this was just too good a deal. I couldn't resist it. I had to go and get it. But yeah, big thank you to the Patreons. Big thank you to you if you want to support the channel by going and buying any merch. And if you want to join the Patreon, you can do it. There's a link in the video description. So click on the video description, there's a link there, and that will take you to the Patreon. And on that Patreon, I sort of give people sneak previews and videos, and we have a chat on there and all that sort of stuff. That's a separate thing to YouTube that I do, and it's very, very good. And as I said, it helps me sort of keep the wolves at bay financially, which is very, very handy. So I can afford to go out and buy slightly rusty old Peugeots that are epic, by the way. But yeah, and if you don't want to spend any money, look, you don't have to spend any money. Everything I do is completely free. Genuinely, you don't have to spend any money supporting this channel if you don't want to. All you have to do is sit through the odd advert that YouTube put on there, and I know there's a lot of them, but there's nothing I can do about that. That's just how YouTube works. So you don't have to do anything, but if you could, you know, instead of spending any money, hit the subscribe button. That would be amazing. I would really appreciate the old, you know, clicking the subscribe button, because I'm trying to get to that magic 100k. And yeah, I've got big plans for this car. And if you do hit the subscribe button, hit the notifications, give the video a like, give it a comment and stuff like that, then you'll be able to see what I get up to with this thing when it gets a bit warmer in the summer months, I think. Right then, before my extremities fall off and before we end this video, back to this thing. I have discovered something. When I was driving it back last night, you probably heard it sound like this. And so did I. And it got me sort of thinking last night, saying I have driven these things before, and it just didn't feel like a standard car. It feels like it still needs to be set up properly on the carbs. It's low down, it's not working quite how I'd like it, and I can feel it's not right. So I'm going to do a couple of things to it, and this is one of the reasons why. When we were in Norwich and I saw this big red pulley here, this anodised pulley, I thought, oh, it's got a nice new pulley on it. I don't know if you can see those words there. It's not just the pulley. This thing has been cammed. Yes, I love a cammed car. So that's why the idle's a little bit sketchy. Possibly why the plugs are getting black as well, because of how a cammed car fuels and stuff. But also, that's why it goes BOOM! And makes all these crazy noises, which I love. So my plan is, for this thing now, I'm going to tuck it away until it gets a bit nicer and a bit warmer. And what I want to do is a big video on taking it to a rally course. And I just, you know, you can, a nice forestry where rally drivers and rally teams go to test their cars. I want to take this there. I want to potentially put it on some knobblies or see what these are like. Just do something with the tyres. Get it set up properly on a rolling road, and we're going to see exactly what these Webers can do. We're going to take it down somewhere and get a professional to do it, you know, with a rolling road and emissions machines and all this sort of stuff, and make it go as fast as it can and see what sort of horsepower this thing's producing. And then I want to do some front end bits, you know, like track rod ends, drop links, bottom arms, stuff like that. And I want to get it properly set up at my mate's place called Tuned in Wrexham, where he sort of goes through race car setups and stuff. Because what is power without control? That's what he says, and he's absolutely right. Because when I was doing about 120 mile an hour in it last night, it did feel a little bit sketchy. I'm only joking. I was at 60 mile an hour maximum all times. Never speed, ever, once in my life. So I want to do that, right? I want to spend a bit of time on this car, spend a bit of money on it. I'm going to do that in the summer when it's nicer, when it's warmer. And once I've done all that, we're going to take it to a rally stage and we're going to kick the ass out of it. See what I can make it do, you know? Because I'm really excited to drive it. It's not the right time at the moment. I've got too many other things going on. But soon, it will be good. I'm so pleased with how that went. That you know, it could have gone a lot of different ways. If that gearbox was gone or something, we'd still be there now, and I'd be changing the gearbox on my back in sort of -6-degree temperatures. So I'm glad I'm not doing that. And yeah, just managing to get the drive shaft going again. Just a nice bit of ingenuity. I really enjoyed that. Quite pleased with how it went. This video's been a lot of fun to make, and I hope you've enjoyed watching it. And again, if you have, please hit the subscribe button. That'd be dead cool. That's all I ask of you. And if you do want to do anything else, you can. If you want to spend any money, that would be great as well. But yeah, we'll see this car again. Coming up soon, we've got a massive fleet maintenance video where I'm going to be raffling one of my fleets. So the next raffle car, it's not this one, it's not that one, it's not that one, it's not that one. But there will be one of the cars, which is behind you at the moment, will be raffled off. And yeah, so stick around for that, and we're going to be doing some stuff. I've got to MOT the Land Rover and just loads of things, so that'll be coming up next. I don't know when that'll be, maybe next week. And yeah, lots of other cool stuff, and Jaguar 2 at some point, once I can feel my hands again and start working on it. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.